The sun kissed my skin as I lay on the beach towel, the sound of the ocean waves mixing with laughter from nearby. It was just me and Liam, my husband's son from his first marriage. We weren't close, not really. I had married his father when Liam was already 20, living in the city, visiting us rarely. But now Liam was 25, taller, tanner, more confident, and after my husband's unexpected 6-month work trip overseas, he moved in with me to keep the house safe, he said. It had been awkward at first. We kept to ourselves. But over time, the silences turned to small talk. Small talk turned to late-night wine chats, and somehow today, we were here. Just the two of us on a quiet, hidden beach, enjoying the breeze like a couple on vacation. "You've got a son. Goddess vibe today," he said, his voice low and teasing as he adjusted his shades. I laughed it off. "You're ridiculous." But something about the way he looked at me was different. Not innocent, and I should have shut it down. I didn't. That night, the memory of his voice lingered longer than it should have. I sat by the window with a glass of red wine, trying to focus on the novel in my hands. Liam walked in shirtless, damp from a shower, a towel slung carelessly around his waist. "Can't sleep?" he asked. "Too wired," I replied. He sat next to me, the heat of his skin warm on my arm. "You know, I always thought you were too good for my dad," he said suddenly, without a hint of playfulness. I stared at him, heart thudding. "What?" "I mean, you're smart, stunning. And let's face it, he never really got you." "Did he?" I should have told him to stop. I should have stood up and left the room, but I didn't. Maybe it was the loneliness. Maybe it was how right he sounded. Maybe I wanted to hear more. The next day, everything felt charged. I caught him staring at me while I bent down to pick up laundry. I found excuses to walk away whenever we passed too close. But that evening, while I cooked, Liam came up behind me. His hand brushed mine as he reached for the pepper shaker. Then again, a little longer, fingers brushing knuckles. "You're shaking," he whispered in my ear. "No, I'm not," I whispered back, but the lie burned in my throat. He turned me around gently. His eyes held something dark and searching. And then he kissed me. It was soft, hesitant, until it wasn't. I felt the air leave my lungs. I pushed him away, trembling. "This is wrong." But I didn't say, "Don't ever do that again." I said, "This can't happen." He smiled slowly. Then it already did. I kept telling myself it was a one-time mistake, but one time became 2, then 4. Then every night he came to my room quietly, as if the silence between our doors was permission enough. We were reckless. We were careful. I didn't recognize myself. I hated myself in the mirror. But I couldn't stop. The worst part? It wasn't just physical anymore. He started bringing me coffee in the morning, fixing my car battery, leaving sweet notes when he went out. It felt like we were in some twisted, hidden relationship. A fake fairy tale. But guilt crept into every corner of the house. One night, as we lay in tangled sheets, he whispered, "You're going to leave him, right?" The room went cold. "What?" "My dad," he said. "When he's back, you'll tell him. About us." I sat up, horrified. "Are you insane? This was never supposed to mean anything." His expression darkened. "It means everything to me." That's when I realized I had created a monster. 2 weeks before my husband's return, Liam vanished for a weekend. No texts, no calls. When he came back, something had changed. He didn't touch me. He barely spoke. Then he handed me his phone and said, "You might want to read this." It was a long message chain between him and my husband, and at the bottom, screenshots, photos, messages, my own words, times, even voice notes. "You told him?" I gasped, shaking. "No," he said. "But I knew you wouldn't, so I gave him a reason to come home early." I collapsed to the floor. The betrayal was complete. By the time my husband walked through the front door the next night, I was already packed. No words. No apologies. He just stared at me, like I was someone else. And maybe I was. Liam never looked back, but as I drove away, I realized something far worse than shame or guilt. I missed him. She was just trying to enjoy the sun. A little warmth, a little attention. But her stepson's slow-burning desire turned into a betrayal that destroyed everything and left her questioning who she really was.